I'm shady. Y'all know I'm shady as hell. So when the drink comes along, it's like shady times 25 times 50. Okay? So I just, you just can't handle my mouth, okay?
Don't put me wrong with this stupid bitch. You can't handle my mouth, motherfucker. Are you kidding me?
What's the tea, honeybees? It's your girl, your Judy, your boy, Gabe, aka Cutie from Keeping It G, and you are watching an all-new episode of High Times with Cutie. Wow. Thank y'all so much for watching my channel. Y'all already know what y'all have to do, honeybees. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, click that notification bell, share this video, share this page, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a sister, to tell a grandma, to tell that other grandma, to tell that other grandma's sister. You know what I mean. You don't just support, follow a bitch, okay? All right, y'all. So on this episode of High Times with Cutie, I actually really wanted to, I wanted to touch on something a little bit more personal. Actually, I mean, I'm pretty much impersonal with all of my High Times with Cutie, but we're going to touch on a little bit more personal other than like, my relationship and my sex life and me throwing it back on niggas and all of that bullshit. We're going to talk about me blocking my own blessings and something that just recently that I have been going through that just also occurred to me, and I had to actually make a realization and come into Jesus like, bitch, you are stopping your own bag and your own blessings and you need to stop. This is just something that I really wanted to touch on really quick because I know that a lot of people around me as creatives, as people that are going into this journey in anything, in entertainment, in any type of business that you're in, when it's something that's new and it's something that that you've never really done before, sometimes you get really anxious, you get really nervous, and then when things that you are going through personally, when you are going through life changes personally in your own life, things actually really get scary. I just wanted to touch on that real quick, and I just really wanted to discuss something that happened, things that happened to me in my personal life that kind of brought me to the journey of where I am kind of today. So, just a little chat, little story time. As y'all already know, so I always talk about my self-care, self-love, all of that. So we already know that I have been going through this journey for about 2 years. What some of you guys don't know is the fact that, maybe some of you guys do, maybe some of you don't know, but I have been a heavy drinker. So other than the fact of me having High Times with Cutie, a bitch used to party, okay? Like, party, let's all get wasted. How do you do?
Party, let's all get wasted.
Okay. Y'all already know that song by Gucci Mane. That was my shit on it, okay? That was my #1 anthem. Party, let's all get wasted. So just a typical, I would say like that typical young drinker. I probably started drinking like 17, high school, this and that. But my only problem was with my drinking, I used to drink excessively. So a bitch didn't have a limit, okay? I just did not know my limit. I used to just get drunk. Like I could tell you stories. My friends could tell you stories. I used to pee on myself all the time. I would find myself in the side of the road. I was in Atlantic City. Security guards done came to parties with saying your friend is outside in the street. What else? What other bullshit that happened to me while I was drunk? I got punched in the eye when I was drunk. My whole thing with my pinky drunk, okay? Oh my gosh, what else? I lost relationships, friendships because of me drinking. It was a lot of stuff that has happened with me and alcohol. Me and alcohol, I thought that we were friends. That bitch, she's a bitch. She don't fuck with me, okay? And I don't fuck with her. I always thought that, I would be able to fuck with her and we were always good. And I always thought that in the back of my mind, I always thought that, me drinking was never a problem. I thought that, me blacking out or just me getting drunk was just, who I was. Like, I was just like, I party, like I drink, let's take shots. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. Like we out here. You know what I'm saying? So through the times and through the years that went by, my parents, and then on top of that, like I used to come home to my parents' house belligerent, like wilding, okay? This one time, my friend Rue and this other girl had brought me, they had to carry me to my front door. And they carried me to the front door and they knocked on the door and apparently they either left me there or waited for my parents to come and then they had to leave. And I was apparently just peeing in front of not only my friends, but my parents. Just out here, just dick all out. Peeing, small dick matters, but just all that shit was out. Just peeing everywhere in front of my parents. My brother had to drag me from my freaking, pants. Niggas was pissed. Throughout, all of that time, I always was just, as I got older, I just, always thought, bitch, this wasn't cute. And then always, even in the day afters, everybody has those morning afters of a hungover fucking night. And you're always like, I'm never drinking again. And oh my God, I'm never doing this. And it's just like, bitch, you gonna drink next weekend. It's all good. You're gonna get that bottle of Henny and you gonna get it lit. I realized throughout the years, it's become a problem. And what honestly triggered for me is when certain relationships, my personal relationships, started to get affected. I started to almost lose friends. A lot of people didn't want me around when I was drinking. I have this one friend, her family, because, her family was definitely something that was a trigger and something that I would say that helped me with, getting my life in order because of the fact that their family was my friend Bu's family is just they just really, no bullshit, okay? So so when I used to drink and when I used to get lit and I used to go to their house, I used to do some really bullshit shit, some bullshit, okay? Drop drinks on the floor, food on the floor, talk out of my ass. You know what I'm saying? Niggas that be drinking, I'm shady. Y'all know I'm shady as hell. So when the drink comes along, it's shady times 25 times 50. Okay? So I just, you just can't handle my mouth, okay?
Don't put me room with this stupid bitch. You can't handle my mouth, motherfucker. Are you kidding me?
So there was this one point in time that their family was the mom was listen, Gabe can't come to my house if he's drunk. He's no longer allowed at my house anymore. And at that moment in time, I was like, all right, I want to go to your house anyway. You know what I'm saying? At that moment in time when they stated that to me, I was kind of offended because I'm damn, I did something that bad. It's there's other people that was drinking as well in that crib and everybody was drinking there. Why are they pinpointing it specifically at me? And it took me a while for me to really look into self. And within the past 2 years, like I was saying, it took me until probably 2 years ago for me to look into self and realize no, bitch, they probably did that shit for a reason because your ass was acting your ass off. You was showing your whole ass out here in Neptune and you don't even know why. And they probably saw something better for you and you didn't see it yet. That was probably one of the, definitely one of those triggers that, something that gave me something to say okay, maybe you need to slow down. As everybody that I definitely would say that at this point, because of the fact that I don't drink and I haven't drank in, we'll get to that, we'll get to that a little bit later. But because of the fact that I haven't drank in a long while, I would definitely say that I had a drinking problem. Because like I said, I just didn't know my limit. So I didn't know when the fuck to stop drinking. I would have one shot and it's going to keep on going. And if I have a drink, I will finish that drink in a matter of 5 minutes. I don't know how to pace myself. So that is something that I definitely noticed with myself. And I definitely had to figure that out on, okay, like you can't handle your liquor. The flour, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But clearly you can handle your liquor and it's not cute. And it's getting to be not cute. And then the moment of time, another moment that triggered me was the fact that I couldn't remember shit. And then it was the fact that I always was showing my ass every time that I got drunk. Wherever I was, it was always a story the next day that Gabe was doing some bullshit that he shouldn't have been doing. Like, Rue is probably one of the people that probably seen it firsthand because of the fact that he was my roommate. He's seen like the down and the ups with me and my drinking. And he's been one of the people that's been saying like, bitch, it's not good. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's things like that and people like that in your life that like kind of triggers you and kind of put something in your mind like, okay, like, is there something really wrong with me? So after my car accident and me almost wanting to commit suicide and me potentially committing suicide, something came to my mind like, okay, there is something that is really going on and I need to fix it. So at that moment in time, I made the decision that I'm going to really slow down on drinking and I'm going to stop. I didn't stop as immediately after my car accident, but I definitely did slow down. I came to a point that I just stopped drinking cold turkey and that shit kept on going and I kept on stopped drinking. And the thing is, what happened with me is because I realized that I had an issue. So I began to pray about it. I prayed about it. I asked God, I'm like, God, listen, like you see that I have a problem and you see that I have goals that I need to meet and that I need to get to. So I need you to work something out. I asked God to give me the strength to steer away from alcohol, steer away from people that is going to bring me to alcohol. Let me have the strength mentally to be able to say no and not even want to do it. And gradually that strength began to happen and it began to grow in me. And 1 year became a year and a half. And during my 1 year, I did go to a cruise and I decided that I was able to sustain myself and have a few drinks because I was on vacation. And I was able to handle it. I didn't do anything bad but also I got sick as hell. So because of that fact of that me not drinking in a long period of time, that was something that also put in my mind, like, bitch, you should even be drinking at all, okay? Because before then, I used to get extremely sick. The next day, I used to be throwing up. I used to not be able to eat for a whole day. My hangovers were fucking serious. It was to the point that I probably feel like that I would have some sort of liver issue if I were to continue drinking because of the fact that it was just really, really bad. Because I just didn't know how to handle my shit. I'm just saying, like, I say all that to say, it's hard when you know that you have an issue and you know in the back of your mind that you have something that's wrong with you and you're trying to say that it's nothing wrong with you, but you know it's something wrong with you. But you have to, you really have to keep it real with yourself and really know, like, okay, this is what's going to better for me. If I do this, it's going to be better for me. And honestly, y'all, me stop drinking, that shit has elevated me so much. I began losing weight. The skin has been looking wonderful. Okay. And then, like I said before, I said that I was able to, just gradually drink, but then I decided that, that shit was nasty. But then I just said, you know what? I'm just going to drink on vacations. And that happened. That was perfectly fine. I was able to handle that. But it was until recently that I feel like that I had a quote unquote relapse. Something that just, I guess it's funny because of the fact that I was talking to my best friend about it after the fact, and it was something that we kind of had a rift in our relationship, because she was just like, I see where you going, and I see that you trying to go backwards, and I'm not going to be here to support that shit. So it kind of had to bring something in my mind like, okay, am I going backwards? Like, what's going on? So let me tell y'all. So basically, like I told y'all, I decided that I can only drink on. I'm able to handle myself now. I was able to do all of that. So I made the decision, because I thought that I was able to handle myself. I made the decision to just drink about 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago, I had a drink with someone, and I wouldn't say it was a peer pressure because I'm a grown ass man, but I would definitely say that it was influenced in me, that's saying like, hey, like, you can have this drink, ain't nothing wrong with it, you can have a drink a day, this and that, the third. So I decided to have that drink. Started out with some rosé, then it ended up with some vodka, ended up with some more vodka. At the end of the night, I ended up staying, like, what happened was I ended up staying the night because of the fact that I got drunk so much, and I woke up the next day thinking that I was in my bed, but I was in this person's house still, at their bed. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell happened last night? How did this happen? This and that, the third. And in my mind, I'm like, damn, like, I'm going back. Like, this is bad. So then I kind of had to revert to myself, and I'm like, well, no, don't put yourself so much, don't put yourself down so much, because you're in a journey, and this is something new for you, and you've been doing a great job. So if shit happens, you know what I'm saying? So that happened. Then the next week, I again did not plan to drink, but then I ended up drinking again. And I ended up drinking again, and that whole shit happened. I didn't get too drunk, but I did get drunk. And then later on that week, I ended up drinking some more that weekend, to the point of me doing some bullshit and getting on a media call with professionals and being stir drunk crazy. Okay?
Slide 3 from the
So
PDF
now,
I sent you this
can I
morning.
actually hop off this call since I'm not on this account?
It's no problem.
Okay,
Go
cool.
ahead, Sean.
Sure. Let's just start off with January 2020. Now, consumer spending is up. If you look at the graph right below.
What page are we on?
I'm sorry, we're on page 12, the second graph from the top.
Okay.
Danielle, turn your camera off.
All right. So if you look, we're 0.15% higher than 2019. We started this quarter off at 2.75%.
Holy shit.
Daniel.
God.
I don't think he's
Daniel.
January.
Oh
Can you
my
do that for us?
Daniel.
Daniel.
Call Mika.
Oh my God.
You call Daniel on his cell. Call Daniel on his cell.
Oh,
How do we turn this feed off?
shit.
Wow.
We can't.
Oh, hell no.
Daniel. Oh my God.
Now, when it's messing with my brand and keeping it G, that's how y'all know, like, all right, bitch, you doing the most now. I would definitely say that something did trigger into me having a drink, because of the fact that someone, you know, it was just some personal shit that happened to me personally before, and not even knowingly, I just was just like, you know, I just wanted to just, all right, let me just have a drink. Just, you know, I'm just having fun. We're recording content. I'm just gonna have a drink. That was something that, you know, that's something that we have to always keep in mind. Like, these triggers and these things that happen in your personal life that could then lead you to want to have a drink, then 2 drinks, then 4 drinks, then 5 drinks. If you can't handle your liquor, I please suggest that you just don't do it. Because, especially with me, because of the fact that it got to the point that it affected my brand and who I am and where I'm going. And that's why I said that you are your own person to block your blessings. Because I almost blocked my blessings, y'all, and blocked my goals of where I need to be. Because of the fact that I almost went back to where I was. But thank God, okay? Thank God for, like, people around me, and thank God for friends, and thank God for understanding mentors, and, like, my mentor that I have, to help me understand, like, listen, like you had a little mistake and had a little hiccup, but listen, you got to get back on it because you can't mess your blessings up and you can't block where you are because you are right where, you know, you are right there. And we can be right there and the enemy would try to give you something to just, you know, trigger you back to thinking that you can go back into where you was, but you have to be strong enough to know that you are a conqueror, that you are great. If y'all see that my affirmations, I have an affirmation wall and I'm looking at it right now. I say this every morning that I am great. I am love. I am a blessing. I expect blessings. I witness blessings. I manifest blessings. I express blessings and I experience blessings. If you know that for yourself and you take heed of that, then you can be strong enough to conquer any type of disease, sickness, addiction, anything that you have, y'all. And that's some real ass shit. Like, honestly, I definitely would say that I have an alcohol problem. I would definitely agree with saying that I don't know my limit. You know what I'm saying? I definitely would say that since last week or since the last time that I had a drink, I haven't had a drink since then. Don't plan on to. Again, I do know that I would say that I do know that I can have maybe a glass of champagne or a glass of wine maybe here or there, but hard liquor is not for me. Okay. It's just the boundaries and the limits that you should just set on yourself and know for yourself that you can't go too far. Because when you go too far, that's when you act a fool. And for me, I can't be acting a fool out here anymore because I'm already a goddamn fool sober. Okay? I'm already stir shit crazy, sober, and lifted. Okay? Bitch, add a little bit of alcohol. That shit's just... It's just a whole nother level, okay? It's just not cute, y'all. So I really would love to like hear y'all stories, and I really hope that my story really like resonates and touches somebody that is going through something, is going through maybe some sort of addiction or some sort of problem mentally, physically, if it's with alcohol, even if it's with weed, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think you can really, that's another story for another time because I don't think you can really get addicted to weed. But anyway, I definitely do feel like that alcohol is something that's a very strong addiction, especially in our Black community, because that's something that we all resort to. If you can handle your liquor, listen, my friends even know. They turn up for Jesus, honey. I am right there with you with my ginger beer and my virgin Moscow Mule, honey, okay, or my Red Bull. I always say, when it's your birthday, you turn up for Jesus. I still celebrate the drinking, but if you know how to handle your liquor. If you don't know how to handle your liquor, however, and you know that you don't know how to handle your liquor, I just kind of feel like that there is something that you have to get to mentally for you to know that you have to love yourself. And the people around you, they love you so much and they probably been telling you what's been going on. But you have to look in the mirror and love yourself first and say, listen, you do have this issue and you have to get it together. And that's something that I had to realize with myself because I'm just like, all right, bitch, you can't be drunk all the time. Like, you can't be this bitch drunk, that drunk bitch Gabe all the time, because that's low-key what I was kind of known for a little bit. People around these parts knew me for being that drunk-ass motherfucker that would black out and do the most. And then when they saw me, like, afterwards, like, within the past year, and they would expect me to continue to drink, and I tell them that I don't drink no more, they get surprised. But that's just, you know, I'm just not that person anymore because that's not really who I was. I wasn't that guy. That drunk nigga that you saw all the time, that really wasn't Cutie, okay? That wasn't Gabe. That wasn't Cutie. That was probably Gabrielle, okay? Because, you know, I'm a Gemini. So, you know, we got about like 50 sides. So that was like another split personality that you did not need to see. That needs to be hung up in somebody's cross or somebody's damn dungeon. Put down in the dungeon somewhere, okay? It needs to be hung up somewhere, honey, okay? Crucified, okay? Lay behind the cross because that spirit needs to live and die, okay? Period. That's going to be it. I really want to listen and I really want to hear y'all stories and tell me how you guys feel about your journeys of anything. Like if you guys going through anything, I would love for y'all to put it down in the comments below. We are going to have more episodes of High Times with Cutie with Reese. Reese is going to be coming back, y'all. You know, but you know, I've been doing, you know, I be doing my personal shit too. So, you know, it's going to be a little bit of on and off. You're going to have some of me and Reese, and you're going to have some of me personally with story times, mukbangs, stuff with music. We gonna get shit lit with High Times with Cutie. I guess we're not revamping, but we gonna get shit lit. All right, so that's gonna be it, y'all, with High Times with Cutie. Make sure that you guys like, I'm back. Make sure that you guys like, subscribe, comment, click that notification bell for more videos and more tea with me. All right, y'all. Cutie out.